Hello everyone! Happy Saucy Sunday! How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well. It is Sunday, February 21st, 2016. Indeed, it is a Saucy Sunday for me, if you don't know what that means, because you maybe just kind of stopped by for today's stream, or just recently become a follower of mine via my coverage of Street Fighter V. I, every once in a while, make a homemade batch of Italian sauce. It's my family's traditional recipe that they've been making for decades. And, I do it myself. I make a big batch of it. Lasts about 6 meals. And it's really good stuff. Hand-ground tomatoes, seasonings, simmering. Oh, it's good shit. But it takes a long time to make, which is actually, incidentally, why today's stream is an hour later than this stream has been all week long. Because I was downstairs making the sauce. And the way it works is that the sauce has to simmer, slow simmer, for about 4 to 5 hours. So I actually started simmering the sauce around 12:30, so it won't be ready until around 4:35 p.m. So what that means is that today's stream, even though it's starting a little late, will be running a little late. It'll run to around 4:35 p.m.-ish. And unfortunately, because this is a day where I'm going to be interrupted a lot, I am going to have to do something a little differently, so allow me to explain. When I'm making this sauce, I have to go downstairs to stir the sauce so it doesn't burn. I have to taste the sauce to see how it's coming, and I also have to season it. So as I'm doing this, it interrupts a stream. So I have to do this around every 20 to 30 minutes. It could go a little shorter or a little longer. It doesn't really matter. And because of this, I'm going to be interrupted several times during today's stream. And because of that, I said there's no way I could do online play today, especially considering that the online play in Street Fighter V is very inconsistent. It's just not very consistent at all. It's wonky. It doesn't always work. When it does work, it could take upwards of 10 minutes or more to get a match sometimes. So just imagine this. I stir the sauce, I come upstairs, right? Search for a match, takes 10 minutes to get a match. Finally play the one match. Well, now it's too late to play another match because I have to stir the sauce in another 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So it's just not worth it. Or not worth it at all, excuse me. Certainly not worth it at all. And I said, instead of doing online play, what I'm going to have to do is go ahead and make myself do some different stuff in the game today than what I've been doing all week. Now, the truth of the matter here is that I'm only going to be playing Street Fighter V for one more day. Today and tomorrow. That's it. Okay? So, being that I'm going to be only doing this a couple more times, I said I really want to take the time to focus in on the stuff that I haven't done in the game yet. And quite honestly, there's a bunch of story mode stories I have not played that I would like to do. Excuse me. Because number one, they unlock a ton of fight money, which I'm going to be using, probably coming up, to buy alternate costumes. I'm going to be honest with everyone, I don't think that I'm going to be playing this game anywhere near as much as required to unlock the characters coming up with fight money. That's just the bottom line. The game seems to me like you need to be constantly playing it online. You only earn 50 little fight points per fight. And each DLC character coming up supposedly is going to cost 100,000 fight money. So just think about how many matches I would potentially have to play and win in order to actually be able to unlock these characters for free. I don't think it's going to happen. And quite honestly, I said this earlier last year when the announcement came out that, oh, all the characters in Street Fighter V, will be available for free. I said, yeah, but how much are they going to cost in in-game currency? And now that we all see it's going to be a ridiculous amount of fight money for each character, which I anticipated, I think I'm just going to end up buying the Season Pass at this point. But what I would like to do is play through all the story modes. I believe after you play through all the story modes, you can unlock upwards of 160,000 points or something like that. And people are saying that costumes will cost around 40,000 points each. And if that is the case, good. Then maybe what I'll do is I'll use the fight money that I've unlocked in the game to actually unlock costumes in the future. Alright? So, there you have it. So my goal today on stream is to finish up all of the story modes. Alright, I want to do all those, see all the stories. And then I want to do some survival mode runs. Now, I've been playing with a bunch of characters this week, as you know. And I think that if I actually focus in on playing with some of these characters, for example, Chun-Li, who I played yesterday for the first time, if I go through survival mode, I may actually learn a little bit about Chun-Li. I might get a chance to actually go ahead and, get used to playing with her. So that I could get combos down and stuff, which is the problem yesterday. I played with her in training mode, and then I tried to go online, and every match online was so ridiculously difficult, I couldn't even get basic shit to happen. So, that's the deal, that I want to do a little bit of survival mode. I'll probably do it with Chun. I'm thinking about doing it. I don't think I tried survival mode with Birdie yet. I think that Birdie was a character that I had tried to play a few times earlier in the week, but I don't think I ever did survival mode with him. I know I did it with Ryu, and I beat it with Ryu. I did it with Rashid and beat it with Rashid. I tried it with Zangief and failed. Got to the end and failed, lost. I know I tried it with Nikali, and I got to the end. I lost to the Nikali at fight 28 or 29. So I didn't succeed there. But I think I might try it with Birdie. And we'll see. Well, Chun and Birdie, and then maybe one or two other characters. We'll see what I feel like doing and what time we have, on the stream. I don't know. Realistically, I don't know how long it's going to take to get through all the story mode playthroughs that I haven't done yet. And in addition to that, the survival mode each takes around a half an hour, even just for a normal difficulty run. So we'll see how the progress goes over the course of the day. Okay. So that's the plans for today's stream. Story and survival, and every 20 to 30 minutes I need to take a quick break to go stir my sauce. And that's why we call it Saucy Sunday. Now, let me clarify everything for everyone, because apparently there's been a change. Capcom announced today, apparently, I just learned this from the stream chat, that tomorrow at 1 p.m., now I'm assuming this is 1 p.m. Pacific time, I think. I don't know, I have to look this up. But apparently at 1 p.m. Pacific time, they're taking the servers down for Street Fighter V to do maintenance. Now, I have a question for everyone here, okay? I just want you to think about this for a second. People paid $60 for a retail game, okay? Name me another retail game. Anything, an online shooter, a sports game, any game up to this point that's ever existed where the people who made the game say, well, we're going to just take the servers completely offline for a set period of time during a normal hours when people would be playing the game to do server maintenance. You will find that this is pretty unprecedented. It would be one thing if this were still a beta. Okay? And if it were a beta period, alright. People are playing a beta. This is the time for you to be doing maintenance and changing settings and stuff. It's unacceptable for a full retail launch, a game that's already been sold for full price, to be going down for maintenance like this. Especially when it's a normal time when people would be playing. If you're going to do overnight, in the middle of the night, when very few people would be playing, that'd be one thing. But that's not what they're choosing to do. They're going to do it in the middle of the day. Probably because that's when they'd have people in the office during normal business hours. They don't want to hire people to come in late at night and do the maintenance. So it's ridiculous. Now here's the thing. Originally my plan was that tomorrow I was going to be doing a major final stream of Street Fighter V, the last hurrah, so to speak, where I was going to take all the characters that I've been playing during the course of the week, and I was going to bring them into online gameplay, ranked matches. Now that the ranked gameplay has changed, if you don't know, they changed it yesterday, so when you do ranked matches, you basically now face incredibly good people every fight. People who've been playing hardcore have tons of battle points. I faced people yesterday who had more than double the battle points that I had, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, but hey. And, basically just going crazy here. Trying to beat these people in a marathon-style online stream. Okay? And, I can't do that now. I was going to do this tomorrow. It was going to be like a 4+ hour stream where I was going to do the last hurrah for Street Fighter V. I can't do it because they're taking the servers down during the time when I stream. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to get up at 9 in the morning to stream for a few hours. I'm pretty sure that would be pretty ineffective. All right? So, what I'm going to probably do then is I'm going to be working on my review of Street Fighter V during the earlier hours of the day. You know, doing the voiceovers, putting the footage together, editing it, and releasing my review for Street Fighter V earlier in the day. And then at night, later on, a later stream, I will be doing my final online gameplay, as long as they turn the servers back on by then. Because, you know, normally my second stream, if I do a later stream, is around 7 p.m., so you gotta fucking think that if the servers go down at 1 p.m., that by 7 p.m., they'll be back up for a game that everyone paid to play. But who knows with Capcom? This whole game, this entire game has been a botched week, quite honestly. Where it seems, to me at least, it's been more of a way for them to actually test how to operate their own game than to actually have a game launch. It's pretty ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not acceptable that you paid for a game and they're just going to have... You can't get a match, 10 plus minutes to get a match. One day all you could do is fight people of low rank. The next day you're fighting people way higher than you. It's a completely inconsistent experience playing this game over the week. Every day, I feel like I'm playing a different game. Seriously. Because every day you get a different experience when you try to play the fucking game. It's going to be very hard to review this game. It is. It's going to be very difficult because it's been so finicky all week. It's been so different every time I touch it. Some days the matches, boom, I get them instantly and they're great quality. Some days terrible quality. Some days it takes way too long to get a match. You know, the quality of the match and the level of the person you're playing has all been inconsistent. And they had a week to set this and figure this out, and they haven't yet. They just haven't done a good job at all. So anyway, I digress. Obviously, I'm a little upset about the launch of this game. The good news is I did get enough coverage in, okay? I did get enough coverage in. I played the game all week, regardless of the fact that sometimes I could not play online at all. I played the game all week. I kind of got the Street Fighter bug a little bit out of my system. That's why today I kind of want to do all the stories, or at least I'm kind of up to snuff on the lore and everything of Street Fighter by the time that we're done today. And I will do my best tomorrow to do a final run. Okay? And, so yeah, so the plan is today the offline stuff, story mode and survival. Tomorrow, I guess I'll be doing my review of Street Fighter V earlier in the day, so no first stream because the servers will be down. But then I'll be doing a second stream, maybe 2.5 hours, maybe longer, we'll see, later in the day of my final last hurrah of online gameplay of Street Fighter V. Okay, so if you've been loving this, right, you've been having tons of fun with the Street Fighter coverage, the absolute final session of it is coming tomorrow, okay? Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Someone just sent me a private message about something that they wanted to... they need some help here without using IRC. Alright, so anyway, that's the plan. Now, today, first of all, I'm doing this stream of Street Fighter. I'm actually today going to be uploading footage from yesterday. Yesterday, I got my ass whooped almost all day because they changed the way the ranked matches work, and I didn't know that. So I was trying to play online with Chun-Li for the first time, and I was just getting bodied left and freaking right because I just couldn't. I couldn't learn a new character when I was playing against people who were fucking just so high level. They were playing all week with your mains. They had double the battle points that I had, and here I am trying to learn basic shit with Chun-Li, and I got my ass handed to me. I won a few matches, but I didn't win too many. So I got that Chun-Li gameplay, and I've also got a little bit of a set of online play that I did yesterday. So what I'm really thinking I may do today is I may upload just the story mode for Chun-Li and the other story modes I do today, and maybe I'll mix that in with some of the online play from yesterday. I don't know. I'm going to upload some videos of Street Fighter V today, and tomorrow will be the grand finale where I'll upload all of the Street Fighter V videos that I've made will be fully uploaded by the end of Monday night. And then Tuesday, that is it. Street Fighter V is going on hiatus. I'm not saying that I'm never going back to it, but at least for the next coming week, I will not be playing any Street Fighter V, simply because there's too much else going on. This week in particular coming up, we've got the launch of Far Cry Primal, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, as well as a new Walking Dead episodic game. And there's just too much going on for me to be able to say, oh, now I'm going to stop again and play some Street Fighter. Especially since, I'll be honest, I'm going to get burnt out here in a minute with as much as I've played it this week. But, moving forward, my ongoing plan for Street Fighter V is that what I'd like to do is maybe once a week, take some time out to play it. Even if it's only like a 2-hour mini stream late one night, I'd like to still play Street Fighter V about once a week. So that way I can at least keep playing with the characters that I'm playing with. I can at least try to see what the strategies are with people that are trying out online as the game progresses, etc. And that's the point, alright? To keep in the loop and at least know what's going on. Because the thing is, in March, a ton of new stuff is supposedly coming out for this game, including a challenge mode, including Alex, the first DLC character, including some kind of a boss rush kind of attack mode that's supposed to unlock a lot of fight points and stuff like that. There's a lot of additional content coming for Street Fighter V that I do want to stay abreast of, and I do want to stay in tune with the game so that I'm not going to play it. Oh, well, the new DLC character came out, but I haven't played this game in 3 months. And now I suck terribly at it. I don't even remember how to play it. You know, I don't want that to happen. I want to kind of stay in tune with everything. Alright, so, ladies and gents, that's kind of the plan for everything coming up. I hope that's good for especially for those of you who maybe you like my stuff and you've been watching the Street Fighter, but you're getting tired of it. Well, this week's going to be very different with the stuff that I'm playing. I mean, you got a first-person action game, you've got a third-person shooter, and you've got a Telltale Games, you know, dialogue choices games. There's a lot of different stuff going on. And there'll be a lot of different variety for you coming up rather than the same thing over and over, which is good. And then in March, we've got Zelda. We've got Hitman, we've got UFC, we've got MLB. I'll be starting a Patron's Choice playthrough. There's a lot of stuff coming up in the next month that's going to be very different, along with me continuing to play Street Fighter V every once in a while. So, alright, so everyone, thank you very much. Let us very quickly go through a few other things, and then we'll get started. First of all, update for the patrons. I just want to let everyone know, I talked about this on pre-stream yesterday, but I want to keep mentioning it because I didn't mention it for a while. Patron's Choice. If you were a patron of mine in the month of January, you have less than a week left to nominate games for Patron's Choice. In fact, at the end of this week, I'll be closing down the thread on the kingofhate.com forum so that I can create a poll based on your nominations, and then the patrons for the next couple of weeks will be voting on what games they want to see me play for the Patron's Choice playthrough, which will start in the second half of March. Okay? So, check that out if you were a patron in the month of January. Okay? That'll be good. Now, if you are not a patron in the month of January, you might even know what I'm talking about. Like, what the hell is Phil talking about? I've been watching Street Fighter stuff, but I don't know. Listen, YouTube is a finicky business. Alright? For years, I was able to do YouTube full-time, and it was very profitable. Unfortunately, YouTube has become less and less profitable over the years, mostly because their ad revenue structure completely changed. And they, you know, ad is not very profitable. The ads on YouTube are not very profitable anymore. I would like to continue to do this full time. I think people really enjoy my daily live streaming. They enjoy the content that I put out in videos, whether it's raw gameplay on DSPGaming or the edited videos that I put out on KO Gaming or the vlogging that I do on the King of Hate vlogs. People seem to dig it. And thousands of people have expressed their concerns that they would like to see me continue to do this in the long term, which I would like to do as well. But YouTube ad revenue doesn't cut it anymore. Alright? So, you know, you gotta look for alternate income sources when simply having, you know, ads on YouTube or views on YouTube aren't going to pay the bills. And one way that I've been able to continue to do this full-time over the past year was because I adopted Patreon. You can check out my page at patreon.com/darksidephil. And if you would like to contribute to allow me to continue to do this full-time, first of all, you get personal perks such as text or verbal thank yous in my videos. You also get the ability to get your question answered on my monthly Q&A show, Ask the King. You can even get your own private Q&A video created just for you. Ask me whatever you want, I'll answer it. Every single person who's gotten that perk in the past year has loved it. I have not gotten one person who was disappointed. Most people say, you went above and beyond what I expected. Thank you very much. So, definitely check it out, okay? That's patreon.com/darksidephil. Now, there's 1 week left to pledge to my Patreon for the month of February. The goal for this month, the goal level, if we hit the funding level, I'm going to do a special event where the patrons who pledge $5 or more are going to be voting on a platforming game for me to play. Now, there's 3 options. The first is for me to finish up Conker's Bad Fur Day, which I played back in December. That was a lot of fun. It was a weird-ass game, but I actually really enjoyed playing it. People really seemed to enjoy the gameplay of it that I put out. But I only got to play half of it, and then I got caught up with all kinds of year-end stuff and then new releases, and I haven't had a chance to get back to it, so this would be a chance for me to dedicate myself to play it and finish it. Number 2, Crash Bandicoot 3. Last year, I played full playthroughs of both Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2, which people seem to enjoy because it's way out of my comfort zone and way different than the stuff that I would normally put out there. And I certainly hope that, eventually I will get to play the third game. But again, with all the new releases and stuff, it's very hard to try to squeeze in retro playthroughs. So there could be the opportunity for me to play that. And then third in the choices would be Banjo-Kazooie HD. Alright? Banjo-Kazooie, a classic platformer that's actually getting a almost semi-sequel in the form of, what is the name of that game? Oh god, I forgot what it's called now. The creators of Banjo-Kazooie got crowdfunding and they're making a new game. But, the Banjo-Kazooie series is kind of a fan favorite, almost has like a cult following. And people really loved it, and it would be cool to see it continue. So, I would like to play the original, and I have it in that rare replay collection from last year. And I certainly would, enjoy playing that. So, any of those options are good. So, if we hit the funding level for this month, I will be doing one of those, depending on what people vote for. Again, what the patrons vote for. The power's in the hands of the patrons. But we have to hit the goal level, and right now we have not hit it. You can check for yourself on patreon.com/darksidephil. A lot of people who did larger contributions last month are lowering their pledges. And, because of that, we are not at the goal level yet for the month. So I just want to make that abundantly clear with a week left. If you're planning on pledging, I hope you will do so. And thank you to those of you who already have pledged for the month. Appreciate that. You really, seriously, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to keep doing this full time. I'd have to go seek other employment, which would suck, considering I really love what I do, and I know there's thousands of people out there on a daily basis who love watching my stuff. And, hopefully things will work out, right? Okay. Last but not least, a quick and gratuitous shout-out plug to my girlfriend Leanna's business, The Black Current, which you can find at etsy.com/shop/The Black Current, spelled C-U-R-R-A-N-T. What does she do in this business? Well, she makes handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts that are much higher quality than the stuff that you would buy in the store. Her wax tart melts last way longer, smell better, and her soap is actual soap, glycerin soap, not a detergent bar, which you would be very surprised if you actually look at most of the soap in stores. If you read the fine print, a lot of them are considered detergent bars, meaning they don't even contain soap. All they do is basically make your skin smell good, but they leave you feeling dry or oily because they're not good for you. That's why they're so cheap. The stuff she makes is great. It's high level. You got regular food, you got gourmet food, you got regular detergent bars, and then you've got Leanna soaps. It's on another level. In the past year, because, by the way, her year anniversary is coming up this coming weekend, she sold over 150 sales and hundreds upon hundreds of items. Everyone who's bought her stuff has left her positive feedback on her shop on Etsy. So check it out and think of it not only for yourself, but gifts and things like that. It's a really good idea. In addition, I will say this, being that her 1-year anniversary is coming up at the end of this week, something special is coming up. Let me put it that way. Something special is probably going to happen at the end of this week regarding her business. I don't want to spoil it yet, but I'm just saying, if you want to go check out the website, see some stuff you might want to purchase, now might be a good time. But I'm just throwing that out there, okay? Alright, well. Alright, that is about it, everyone, for the pre-stream. There's not much else to talk about today. I'm excited to finish up all the story modes. And actually check out some more survival mode attempts. I hope that I can beat a few. I'd like to actually get the points today for survival mode. Even the modes that I've beaten it with Ryu and Rashid. Both times when I beat it with them, the servers were down, so I got no credit, I got no fight points, I got nothing. All I did was I unlocked some colors. I would certainly like to beat the survival mode today with more characters and be able to do more than just unlock colors. I'd like to get credit for it. So I guess we'll see what happens. I certainly guess we'll see, because I don't know. It's very inconsistent in that regard. And it's kind of frustrating in that regard that you don't have consistency. But alright, everyone. I'm going to end the pre-stream. Get started here with today's gameplay. Thank you very much for being patient. And let us begin with the Street Fighter V coverage. Here we go.